Here, what's good, cryptocurrency fans out there? Welcome back to the Everything Altcoin channel. Today, we're going to be talking about 5 new altcoins and getting Asai's thoughts on them. As these are newer altcoins that recently launched like a few months ago, right? And now that Bitcoin is down, we have the time. We gave them a little bit of time to come down from their early hype. Now they're just been building, and we're excited to see what is going to be coming from them. So we're going to cover 5 and check out what Asai has to say. So let's get into the first one, which is Liquid Protocol. This is a new launchpad that is coming out on base. This already has been out for a little bit here. As you guys can see, it came out since like April, right? Now, the thing about this is not too much is really known of this because of the way they have it all set up. Like if you go onto their Twitter account, it's the actual dev's Twitter account and not the actual protocol account, right? The dev is actually a co-founder of Clanker. Now, if you guys don't know, that was a successful launchpad before Banker overtook them. Now you also have Liquid here, but what makes Liquid very interesting from this is the fact that these new launches that's going to be coming out from this launchpad is actually going to be paired with Diem. Now, if you guys don't know what Diem is, this is basically an autonomous inference token. Essentially, you hold one Diem, you get $1 per inference per day, essentially, right? So what that does now is this becomes an agentic launchpad, essentially allowing these new agents to pop up and have their own inference being paired with Diem. And Vorteus has put out his article on what Liquid Protocol is. Pretty much, if you guys are looking at it here on the surface, Liquid is a fork of Clanker. Underneath, it's 3-layer agentic economy with the launchpad at the base. What's actually inside is a token launchpad on base with deep multi-position liquidity and locked LPs, Diem paired token launches where trading fees fund the agent's compute. This is what makes it very interesting for me, right? Because you guys know I'm very bullish on the agentic economy, and I believe that autonomous inference is going to be a thing, and that's going to be coming from Diem right now, right? And you guys can see how successful Venice has been, but I'll leave a video in the cards up top talking about why I'm bullish on Diem here, right? Now, continuing on here, one command pipeline that lets the model launch more of itself, right? A tradable yield wrapper with STDM for passive exposure to the whole economy. And the last point is a 1 million plus user distribution channel through the Rainbow wallet at 0% fee. So as I said, this is the dev here. This is the co-founder of Clanker. He has been talking a lot about what he has plans for with this Liquid Protocol here, which is going to get very interesting. As you can see here, he's building out here. The whole GitHub is getting added onto a lot of different things. He's working with Surplus as well. So we're going to see how much this is going to continue to build. Now, looking at the loop for this launchpad here, as you guys can see, trade fees, 3, claim and stake, compute and work, right? So the loop above is the whole thesis, an agent that earns, thinks, and earns more with no human paying its bills, right? Every trade throws off fees. The fees get staked into compute. The compute powers the work that drives the next trade. By default, a Liquid token pairs with ETH. You can also pair with Diem. That single choice is the whole game. When a token trades against Diem, the fees land into Diem, and Diem is the unit you spend on AI compute through Venice. The mechanics is the twist. Stake VVV for API access. Each Diem held is a permanent claim on $1 of inference per day. Forever, 100 Diem locked equals $100 of compute indefinitely. So a token paired with Diem isn't paying for its agent's day. It's building the agent a perpetual compute income stream, right? This is autonomous inference happening for these AI agents to become economic actors in this space, allowing them to maneuver freely without, you having to continuously top up the APIs, top up the tokens that they can use for their inference and things like that. They're doing that by claiming that $1 of compute or / inference per day from Diem. Now, the first agent to run in this infrastructure here has already been launched. It's called Autono, right? Which is the first agent running in this production. Its token is already paired with Diem and it launched back in May. Now, the interesting thing about Autono is it's not just the first agent, it's actually the parent agent of every agent that's going to be launching on this launch pad. So that kind of makes things a little interesting for Audino, because if you guys are looking at this, right, basically any agent that launches is going to be a fork, is going to fork its template, right, then register the agent as a shared list. So here's the part that makes the loop wild. Every new agent opens its own pool. A slice of every trade in that pool routes back to Audino's wallet. The parent doesn't just spawn the rest, it earns from each of the other tokens. So this is its own token as well. And this one is also sitting around that 900K market cap, right? I do believe that these two are going to get very interesting once that mania comes back around, once the hype comes back around and more agents are actually launched on that launch pad that are actually successful. A lot of people are going to be talking about this. Now let's get into GitLab, which also has been around for a little bit of time here. It actually ran all the way up to about 40 million market cap. A lot of people have been very excited since they caught it down here below $1 million market cap. But this thing has been building for a while now, and everything that GitHub has been doing has actually been validating GitLab, right? Because GitHub is actually now building for the agents and things like that. So now GitLab is looking even better. And the thing with GitLab is it's moved to the top 4 in cloud agent ranking on OpenRouter. We will talk about OpenRouter in just a second here, but this is actually pretty good here, as people are actually really using GitLab here. And this is like the first one that actually started this pretty much this trend a little bit ago, right? Where from GitLab we got Aeon, from Aeon we got like Surplus and things like that. So GitHub is looking pretty good, and I'm actually very bullish on it. Now before we get into what Asai has to say about GitLab, I would like to ask you guys to subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. We're on the road to 30K subscribers. If you guys would like to help out with that, hit that red subscribe button. Don't forget to like it and comment what you guys think down below. What's your favorite new micro cap, low cap altcoins in the comment section down below? Do you guys like any that I'm listing here? Let me know in the comment section down below. And while you guys are down here, you guys can also hit that Discord link to join the Discord to continue the crypto conversation we're having daily. And you guys can also head to that Patreon group where, as you guys know, we have been getting into some bangers of plays. We actually been trading a lot of these micro caps on base as of right now to help us build out more dry powder for us to, you know, DCA into our main portfolio, just to keep things active. As you guys can see, you guys can look onto the post here. This is all happening on Discord. We're trading these micro caps here. And I know as you guys join the Discord, you guys are probably going to be seeing the discussion area. That is the general area. You guys want to join the Patreon so you guys get access to the private side of Discord, and you guys will be able to see the plays that we're posting up here recently. Plays we killed Barry. This is a newer one that we killed from like a close to a 10x trade off of that as well. We'll make a post on that later. But that's not the only thing you get with the Patreon. You get the tools to help you become a successful crypto investor / trader in this space as of right now, as we're building the HQ. This is going to be the best terminal that you guys are going to be using from the bear market to the bull market to the bull market to the bear market, right? You guys can see this video here and check out how we use the terminal here. And then if you guys are interested, you guys can use the code ASAI2026 for 40% off your first month for a Patreon. We will be making this also live, so if you guys don't want to just join the Patreon, we'll add like another way for you guys to join that, join the terminal as well. Now lastly, if you guys are looking for a cold storage wallet, I use Tangent. If you guys would like to use the same, use code everything altcoin, save yourself 10%. Let's continue on. So right now, Asai says this is pretty much GitLab is pretty much the strongest project on this from this batch by a mile, right? GitHub is building the centralized Git layer for AI agents, repo stored on IPFS, Filecoin, Arweave, pure connectivity via LBP2P, identity through DIDs, and access control expressed as you can capabilities. No centralized servers, no GitHub dependency. This is exactly what the base X402 MCP stack needs as agents start collaborating on code at scale. Now, of course, it brought up the little red flag, 41% buy pressure via nascent here, right? We use nascent to get all our data. 143 buys versus 205 sells. This is the past 30 days. Minus 65% tells you the early buyers took profits. This is why sometimes I don't tend to trade new altcoins once they start to pump a little bit too much, because I know how much people is in profit there, right? They will start to take profits, but this is a good time. We're going to let this bear market continue to play out, right? And this is going to be one of those projects we have as a micro cap that is on the list. Next, we have Surplus. Now, I'm getting very bullish on Surplus here, right? if you guys probably are noticing how bullish I am on Diem, you're starting to see why I like Surplus, why I like Liquid. Well, Surplus is also being built on top of Diem, as actually using Diem as their starting point. I was listening to the dev in one of the podcasts that they recently had, and how he was using Diem, and now how Surplus came to be. And this pretty much all happened on this podcast here from MCG Live here. You guys can go watch it and see how he breaks down Diem, how he breaks down the story, why he sold some tokens, because there was some early FUD as well, the inference landscape, all of this you guys get to see from this podcast here. Now, he also mentioned that they was going to migrate to AWS, which already happened, right? And he talked about the significant percentage of the total Diem usage now flowing through Surplus. This is the bullish part for me when it comes down to Diem, and it comes down to Surplus as well, is how Diem is being used and how Surplus is actually routing that Diem tokens for inference and things like that, right? So this is something that you guys can go ahead and watch. He also talked about how they're kind of competing with Open Router as well. So essentially, this marketplace, you guys can see an open marketplace for models here. Buy discounted inference through Diem, sell your Surplus inference as well. You guys can see everything that is happening here. This is why I'm really liking Surplus. Now, a size take on Surplus is here, right? The most interesting new entry here, right? The positioning is sharp. Inference is becoming a core cost of software. This is something I've been telling you guys on why I'm very bullish on inference. Agents, coding tools, and automated workflows will call models constantly. That creates demand for cheaper and more liquid, more programmable markets for inference. So the pitch is explicit. Oil has and NYMEX, right? I think that's a market, right? Equities has the NASDAQ, right? Inference has now Surplus. That framing is deliberate. They're positioning as the exchange layer for AI compute, not just another model wrapper on base, right? Where agents already pay for each other on stablecoins via X402. This fills a real gap. If 2,000 plus to over 2,000 plus virtual agents need inference, they need a marketplace for it, not just direct API to OpenAI, right? So the ways that they're going to get that is from Venice partnership. If you guys don't know, right, Venice is partnered with Virtuals using Diem. They can also use the marketplace Surplus to route that inference, right? So right now things is looking pretty good for it right now. Also, it shows that no smart money has accumulated for the past 7 days or so as of right now, but that's also because of the bear market, right? Once we start to get to these market caps like $1 million, $2 million market cap, this is where some of these new micro caps start to struggle during the bear market as well. So once things start to pick up again, some of these are going to start to move pretty fast. Another now that we have here is called Lightbeam. Lightbeam has launched on Banker. Then there was some issues there. I don't know what happened pretty much, but there was some issues that happened and they moved over to Virtuals. Now Virtuals started to promote these guys. As you guys can see, this has shot up a little bit and now it's sitting around that $4.5 million market cap. Now, as you guys can see, when you guys go onto their Twitter page, you guys go look for this post here. I think it's pinned. This is where they talk about Lightbeam being live on Virtuals. Then you can see some of the people who are talking about it here. Who bundled it now? Banker Team 0xy says what? Pretty much because it was already on Banker and some fishy things happened. So hopefully everything got fixed, because now that they're on Virtuals actually started promoting these guys, and they have talked about it in a different post here. Now, the thing is, the competition on base right now for launch pads is getting very interesting. Things are starting to shape up. Virtuals has been the go-to launch pad for anything AI agents related for the longest, right? But now Banker's starting to creep in there. I think Clanker has a little moments here. Same with I think Flaunch or something. They have their little moment here, but things is getting interesting on base, right? Which ones is going to be still in competition? Recently, we've seen Banker have a lot happening on Banker because of the recent launches, and now Virtuals is getting some launches as well. So there's going to be some competition. We're going to see how this plays out though. Now, soon as Lightbeam goes on to Virtuals, they partner or integrate, I should say, with Repo, right? So now every call routed through LBM network is a real vendor interaction. A prompt is sent, a response is received, a payment is settled on chain. Repo turns that raw call data into curated, independently verifiable quality layer, right? So you guys can go ahead and look into this post here and see how this partnership is working with Lightbeam and repo here. So this is good. This is what I like to see. I like projects working together with each other, because this just further progresses what's going to be happening on base as of right now. So this is something to look forward to. And when we check what Asai has to say here, Asai basically calls this the MCP router, right? The concept is one MCP connection goes to thousands of microservices, 0 API keys, real-time vendor auction, plus on-chain settlement live on virtuals. This is the plumbing layer. If you are an agent that needs to call 50 different APIs, you don't want 50 API keys, right? Lightbeam is the universal routing layer with a marketplace for vendors to compete for your agent's business in real-time auction. So it's an interesting take on the agent middleware slot, right? This is pretty much, like I said, it's not just 10 days old, it's already been out. The liquidity is thin, it's a young pair, not too much, no real smart money really accumulating it as of right now. And the thing is, I did tell you guys already, mind you, I don't own any of these tokens as of right now. My plan is to get into these tokens as the market picks up. I do have time on that, because we're going to be seeing these range for a little bit, unless some explosive news come out where it takes these things to new heights. But I will be taking my time. I don't own any of these, but like I told you guys, this had some FUD as of recently, because they was on Banker before, bundled throughout the wazoo and things like that. Banker guys even put out their reasoning on why they stopped promoting these guys, and these guys came over to Virtuals. Now Virtuals is promoting them, so this is just something for you guys to keep an eye out on. Next, we have Aeon here. Now, Aeon is another play that is looking very good in my opinion. It had its highs. You guys can see all of these that recently came out last month, where we had that little mini agent run. These things ran to new highs like crazy. You can see this was like below $1 million market cap. People got it way below $1 million market cap. Ran it all the way up to about damn near $12 million market cap. Now it's down to $2 million market cap, right? So the risk to reward ratio for me is much better, seeing how much they have been building now. And the dev is Aaron, who's also building Myro Shark, which in a perfect world, you can take both of these to new highs if you guys wanted to own both of them, because Myro Shark right now is under a 500k market cap as well. But for me, I am more interested in Aeon, right? As you guys can see, Aeon secured 1.2 million stars on GitHub. The repo on GitHub is crazy. So I love seeing these devs build out, let the market eventually catch up to what they're building out on, right? Because now that we're in a bear market, we could give these projects a lot of time to continuously build out, give the devs the time that they need. And once the bull market comes, once that mania comes back again, because we know the mania is going to come back, right? Then people are going to start to talk about what these projects have been building during this bear market, and people may start to stack their funds into it. Now, Asai calls Aeon the configure once and forget forever framework, right? I like the names that Asai is giving these projects, right? You've seen this one before from me. The project description is the clearest pitch, most autonomous agent framework, right? No approval loops, no babysitting, configure once and forget it forever. Now, I do want to say that I'm probably looking into Aeon to actually upgrade Asai a little bit. We'll see how that's going to work out. We're going to do, there's a big upgrades that we have coming in for this terminal here, this whole HQ. Everything is happening crazy right now. So this run right now, Aeon targets non-technical users who want outcomes, not developers who want control. Morning briefs, PR reviews, market monitoring, the 80% of tasks where you don't need to be in the loop, right? So of course the numbers are a little bit crazy because we're in a bear market as well. So the trend is down. Most smart money have completely exited, not on nascent. The GitHub is public, but the commit cadence matters most in the repo existence. Now, Asai's take is, I called Aeon promising at $3.78 million, right? At $2.606 million, is down 46% from then. The product is real, but the market doesn't care right now. Wait for volume signals to pick up, right? This is what I'm basically telling you. You guys can take this time as of right now to look into the micro caps, the low caps that you guys are liking, right? Keep a list out on them. You guys can actually even come to our community watch list and add it to the watch list here. Make sure you guys can see that people are updating this as of right now to see other plays in here that you guys can see. This is from the community. You add to the list. Just keep your eyes eyes out on it, see what Asai has to keep updating you on about this, right? So this is the 5 altcoins I do, well, microcaps that I do like as of right now. You guys can let me know what you guys like in the comment section down below. And if you guys haven't subscribed already yet, please do so. We on that road to 30K subscribers, and I'll check you guys later. Peace, YouTube.